So anyway, so I was paying attention, and Judgment Day was banned from ringside, so we didn't see them. But you know who we did see? We saw Drew McIntyre. And he snuck out of nowhere looking good. And he hit Jey Uso with a Claymore, threw him back into the ring, which allowed Finn to get the pin and the win to retain the titles. And then to make it even better, he stands up at the top of the stage, at the top of the ramp. And then who greets him there? Mommy comes out, and it wasn't just like, oh, okay, like we've seen this interaction before, but Drew wasn't into it. No, baby, he was into it. Shook Rhea's hand, and we officially have heel Drew McIntyre. And this means, in most people's minds, he is joining Team Judgment Day for War Games, which also makes it seem like Mr. Randy Orton will be returning next week, because Cody said, hey, you know what? Me and Jay have friends too.
He said that off air. I didn't hear that. I saw the tweet though, but
yes.
I didn't.
So first of all, let's get into the Drew McIntyre thing. I fangirled. As we were just talking about marks, I marked out, and I don't care because I've been waiting for this for literally weeks. So I'm happy it's here.
I'm happy it's here because it's finally another side of Drew's story where we're going to see him align himself with Judgment Day. I don't think he's fully aligned with Judgment Day. I think this was
people thought he was in Judgment Day. He's not in Judgment Day.
No.
He made a deal with the Judgment Day. He's going to be on their team for War Games, but he's not going to like join them necessarily.
And I got a theory. Okay, well, A-Town down here. I believe that there will be a cash-in at Survivor Series, and Drew McIntyre is going to be a pivotal role, or a pivotal piece in that, which leads to Drew getting the first shot. That was the arrangement that he and Mommy made, and that's going to question Drew being Drew. No, it's going to question Damian being the real leader instead of Mommy, and more friction within the Judgment Day, because you can't have the heel faction so high and mighty and riding high for multiple weeks. There needs to be another internal crack, we'll say. And this would be perfect.
That would make sense for what just happened, with Damian being like, I'm the leader. And then Rhea was one of the vocal ones backstage that was like, what was that? Like, why would you say that? Blah, blah, blah. So it would make sense, like, that she made this deal with Drew for him to be the one to interfere in the match to make sure that they didn't lose. And for him, because like, why would he do it other than he's getting something in return? He would have to get something worthy in return. And that would make sense that it would end up being a title match, which then is going to cause some friction with Damian and Rhea specifically, if the cat gets out of the bag in some way, or if he puts the clues together. But I am so excited. I am so excited to see how this progresses, because we do have another 10 days, 11 days until the show. So I'm excited to see what happens next week on Raw, what happens at the show. I'm excited to see what happens afterwards, because this is what I was saying too when we were talking about, in order to get Drew to finally be booed, he had to do something like align himself with the Judgment Day. The problem is he aligned himself right now with Rhea Ripley, who, even as she was out there talking to Zoe, she was like, you can chant Mommy if you want. And it's like, yeah, because they love you. Like, they don't hate her. So we're gonna have to see something else develop between him and the rest of the Judgment Day, because then he'll like be a solid bad guy in the eyes of the most of the fans. So I'm intrigued to see how that is, and I'm excited because Drew, baby, come to the dark side.
We're excited for heel McIntyre here.